Hello everyone, my name is Priyansh Gojadia and I'm here on behalf of Renesa, the official publication house of SVNIT. I'm here to interview Tanish Panchal for our interview series. He has bagged a prestigious offer of 6 months internship at Apple. Would you please like to introduce yourself?
Okay, so my name is Tanish Panchal. I am a final year undergraduate student at SVNIT Surat, and I would like to introduce myself as I am just a learner who has opened a door of more opportunity, and I would say the journey has just begun.
Okay, so let's get to the next question. How did you feel when you got the acceptance mail slash the call?
Yeah, I would like to describe it like that moment will never go off my mind. I'll start from the date. My interview was at 22nd September, and the second round was on 23rd of September. Results were expected on 26th of September, and results actually rolled out on that day. But on the very first list all of the shortlisted candidates for the internship, I couldn't find my name. So it was a harsh pill to take. But the time when I received my like uh, I am selected for this internship was that I was in the train. I was traveling from Surat to my hometown Ahmedabad. I was sleeping. My friend just called me, and he congratulated me. I was in shock that why did he congratulate me? As before I aboard the train, I actually got two more rejections after it. So yeah, it was not a perfect state of mind to answer his call. But then when he told me that you are also selected, so clearly I would like to say my name was not on the very first list. The you can say the shortlisted candidates names and the team was extended, and that extended candidate was me. So on 1st October, the time was 10:30 a.m. I got a call from my friend that you are shortlisted for Apple internship, which I would consider it to be one of the greatest moment of my life, where I was all alone, not actually alone, but without any of my friends or colleagues or my family members around me, and that moment got tears in my eyes. So yes, that moment was really special for me.
It must be a really heartfelt moment in your life.
Yeah, I was not able to express it, and I should not express in a public place that yes, I have done something.
Yeah.
So to keep those emotions in control and to feel that warmth and happiness. So yes, that moment was really something that will never go off my mind. And actually, I'm not claiming that moment as well. I couldn't just recall it what happened. It just happened at that time.
So were you more nervous or excited during the whole process? Like not just your Apple interviews, but like your placement journey as whole?
Yeah. So my placement journey was of around I can say 2.5 months long. Like I came to know that companies are coming. There are some shortlisting interviews. So I was a bit nervous at the very start because stepping into this placement season for the first time isn't too much excitement. It brings nervousness more because you are having that pressure. Okay, you have to take something from this college. It's not about you are uh, like you have to make this SVNIT journey memorable by taking something from it. Like from school, you took a board result. Like from you make new friends. So you can say school was memorable. But when you are in the college, you have to do something that people might ask you for that was the matter you were in SVNIT.
You need to take something.
Yes, you have to get some takeaways from you. So that will define your college journey. So yeah, I was a bit nervous when process started. But once you step into the process, I became more and more excited. Not just because I'm loving this process, just because I'm learning how to take risks, how to manage so many job applications, interviews, and online assessment at a time. Also to manage this placement with academics. So and also to decide that what is your priority. What do you have to prioritize among so many companies? So that got my excitement because I love these challenges.
Yeah.
So basically, you can say I was nervous, but when I get into it, I got excited. As there's a saying that once you dive into the water, you learn to swim automatically. So it was my journey about it.
So when you chose computer engineering branch, did you ever imagine you'd end up at such a big company like Apple?
Okay, so computer science and engineering branch itself comes with FANG jargon.
Yeah,
That yes, FANG companies you should brag one
the
of
big
them.
tech.
Yes. So yeah, I had in mind that someday somehow I would like to just visit those companies. So that was my whole mindset that I want to see how everything works. But I never thought of that I would be there. I would be getting this opportunity to learn as an intern from one of those companies.
If you had to describe your journey in one word, how would you describe it?
Uh, Not a one word I would like to say a phrase like it was a leap of faith.
It was a leap of faith. Okay, so now can you walk us through how did you apply for other places like on LinkedIn, Coldmaze, or other ways? And how are the rounds structured when you got shortlisted for like open interviews or like other,
Okay, so apart from on campus,
yeah, apart from on campus as well?
okay, apart from on campus, like there are it's like a whole sea in front of you.
Yeah.
You have to choose your own fish. So yeah, first thing always comes into mind about recruitment is LinkedIn. You have to approach HRs. You have to approach those of your seniors or those people who are already employed in big tech companies or in big companies for referrals. And apart from that, the most important place is target a company. Keep that company's career page or web page in your bookmark and continuously keep just looking at it like you should visit it around once a day so that if any new opportunity comes just fill that form because on campus the pattern I noticed is that the candidates who are filling the form at the earliest are getting chance. So apart from on campus the different sources or different places where we can apply or where I have applied first is company's own career page. This is the very most important page if you are looking for any on-campus internship or placement. Another is LinkedIn. But you have to also verify or assure the person you are approaching on LinkedIn is a perfect candidate for you to approach. That is he the genuine candidate in a company? Is he or she the HR of the company she is listing in a profile? And third is if you can manage any email of the HR from your any colleagues or any you can say friends for a company, just tell them your tech stack, tell them, send them your resume. You can cold mail those HR as well. So these were my sources, and yeah, definitely I had also followed some of the you can say interview and placement notifying influencers as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that keeps us notified about everything.
Okay, so we also did some background check on you, like what's your tech stack, and like how many internships did you had previously. So how did you leverage your earlier experiences at other internships while applying for placements or for this particular company?
Okay. My very first internship was when I just completed my second year. It was in Ahmedabad, a startup called Sahana Systems Limited, where I joined as a data manager and machine learning intern. That was my first step in knowing how corporate world works. After that, after my third year, I interned at United Phosphorus Limited, which is India's number one agrotech company, as a software and information technology intern.
Okay.
So these internships helped me to know how actually this coding and project works in industry. It is not at all same like we do in our college or for academic stuff.
Must be really different from our
Yes,
assignments.
exactly, totally different. So these two internships helped me, and also you can say you should in your very prior stage or initial stages you should not look for something called monetary benefits, stipend, or any reimbursement from any internship. Because internship basically means you should learn how industry or that company works. So once you focus on learning, once you come to know how things work in an industry or in the corporate world, that will provide you more and more experience, more and more enhanced experience if you apply for a final internship or placement. So in my interview in my HR interview of Apple, they asked me about my internship. They wanted just to test what learnings I have taken from that internship, irrespective of what the company was, irrespective of what my role was. So the major thing is what are your own learnings from the internship that you do before applying for any full time or any final internship.
Okay, so what kind of resources did you use, like on YouTube, website, courses, or mentors that really helped you level up your skills, which really helped you in your the whole journey?
Okay, so talking about resources, I knew what do I have to do. Like I had my goals very clear. This is my tech stack. This is a kind of project that I want to build. This is my idea. So I had my goals and my objectives very clear. I did not use any of a particular like full length course or any of we can say that what we can say like a full length course or any web series, any like YouTube
Any
series,
certification?
certifications. Yeah. So my key motto to learn from any other resources was that I want to learn. Let's say I want to learn Java. So I will search on the net how, like, what are the best resources available. But no, it was not just I'm learning from those resources. It's the way how you implement it to create.
Implementation is more
Yes.
important.
So you should. So I would say following any of the course, any of the YouTube series, any of the material, only works if you implement it by your own. So, on my personal opinion, I did not prefer any of them uh, very much precisely. Yes, I took help, but my main objective was to learn it by myself and implement it by myself to get knowledge of this particular step. So that's how I use those resources.
You mentioned your tech stack. Would you like to tell us what your tech stack was? Like, what all skills did you possess?
Okay. So my tech stack comprises from web dev frameworks to machine learning libraries, also with the some basics of blockchain and cloud computing as well. So coming to web dev frameworks, my tech stack was React.js, Next, Node, and also I have worked with Java Spring Boot. Like I have made Maven projects and also explored that side as well for the backend part. And for machine learning things, I have moved profoundly worked upon and made projects by using PyTorch. So PyTorch was one of the main library which I used to learn deep learning and machine learning algorithms as well. And to deploy that model, to deploy that model to make it available for my project, I used Fast API. Also Flask was one of them. And for the for web applications, I have used Streamlit for it. So I have not followed any tech stack very precisely. Like if I'm looking for some machine learning things to learn and to explore, I would look towards which of the available tech stack is the best for me to learn and to implement. And if we look for the web dev part, for the web dev, I explored it like what is the requirement for particular project, how my like basically I work on my idea first, and then which tech is preferred for that idea and which is optimal. So that way I used to work. So you can see a variety of technical frameworks in my resume as well. So you can say I tried to get all in my
A little bit of everything.
yes, little bit of everything, because right now I don't believe that to be specific at any of the stack would help. Like I want to learn, uh, I want to learn as much things I can. And for the blockchain and cloud computing, you can say I explored a bit of Ethereum, Solana, and for the cloud, I had a knowledge of AWS, Azure. So that also helped me to describe my own tech stack. That yes, I have the knowledge of different fields as well. So this was my exact tech stack.
So you have learned all these skills. So when we want to learn all these skills, how do you recommend, like, what should be our approach when we are learning a new technology or a new skill which we have little to no idea about, a very basic idea like what it is? How do we
Uh,
approach it?
I would not say learning the skill because learning the skills means you know everything about it.
Hmm.
I would like to say explore a particular field.
Explore a field.
Yes, because learning means you should know from A to Z each and everything.
Yeah.
And for a BTech student, learning a particular skill in this 4 year handling projects, academics, everything, it's practically not possible to learn this many skills together. So I would like to use word explore for it. So if you want to, let's say I want to explore in the field of, okay, what's your favorite field?
Uh, let's go with web dev.
Okay, okay. So if you want to explore those web dev, so how will you start? You will start from the very roots. So what is the basic of web dev? Like
HTML,
HTML, exactly.
Yeah.
So start from HTML. Then you would say, okay, I need some styling as well. So you will learn CSS.
Okay.
Once HTML, CSS, now you say, okay, I want to make my page more dynamic, more beautiful by adding some scripts. So you will go with JavaScript.
Yes.
So that's way you approach it. Start from the root, see what is required, look what more things you can do for optimizing, and then explore more. Now, once you are done with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, try to explore React.js for frontend. Now, once you say, okay, frontend is working, now I need some API connection, some more routing from backend, more packages of backend. You should go with Node.js.
Okay.
But now, once you are learning it, you will say, okay, there is some new advancement in Next.js. Let's take that. So start your journey with root. Then once you move towards the trunk or stem, the branches will automatically get in your
Attached.
yes, you get attached and you will explore a particular field.
Okay. So, what's one underrated skill that helped you the most during your placements or interviews?
Underrated skill. Okay. Uh, should it be technical or non-technical?
How about both?
Okay. So one thing that helped me was that I have explored different fields, but a very much unsaid thing that I would like to say to communicate with the interviewer. I would never suggest to treat the interviewer like he is the interviewer or in a
Should be
very
like a
formal.
normal
Yes,
conversation.
you should make it a normal conversation. So communication and making him your colleague in this interview process helps a lot because you should also understand him that what he wants to ask you, what he wants to take out from you. Only that thing you have to show to. You have to show. And in the tech field, I would like to say having knowledge having knowledge apart from technical, you should have a bit of knowledge how to manage this overall technical thing in your own project. Like they also test that you know technical, but they look for a guy who can manage those technical things. So it is one of the skills. And coming to a particular tech, you should have done a homework of what tech stack company uses.
Okay.
So once they get a student who has profoundly explored the tech they are using in the company or in the industry.
Something they actually use for their own
Yes.
projects.
Like let's say when I was giving the interview Apple, they asked me what is your tech stack. So my answer was I my tech stack is my primary tech stack is Java backend and machine learning because they actually are using it.
Yes.
So it is not the tech stack at your backup, but the backup you do for company's tech stack. So that is the underrated skill or underrated thing I would like to say.
Okay. So, what do you think that made you stand out? Like, was it your projects, your vibe, or just the sheer grind which you did?
See, for the sheer grind, I would not like to claim it at all. But the one thing that helped me stood out was my peer group. So I would like to describe it. My peer group was really like they treated this just the internship success as their own success. Because I would not like to claim it that I have done it alone.
It
No,
was a
no,
group
it
effort.
was a group effort. Like from the shortlisting of the interview to the interview, there was around 17 days of gap. In those 17 days, around 4 to 5 people together have made a grind journey for this. So your so my peer group was one of the best thing that I got this before this internship, that they all collaboratively worked with me. They also learned a very new thing, and yes, so that helped me to school up.
So, it's really important to have a support group with you during this crucial journey in your life.
Yes, yeah, definitely they help you to. They just do not let you down. Whenever I was losing my mind that oh no, that's not happening right now, यार नहीं हो रहा है यार. They just help. भाई कैसे नहीं हो रहा है? They just motivate me. भाई इतना बड़ा इंटरव्यू दे रहा है तू. Have that faith. Even they also started asking me daily questions like रोज रात को मेरे इंटरव्यू होते थे. Before the 17, before those Apple interview, 17 days were my interview days only.
Every day, an
Every
interview.
day, every night, they just help me to prepare for my interview. That this is how we should answer. This is how you should answer. Okay, how about this question? How would you approach this? So your peer group matters.
How do you keep learning everything without feeling overwhelmed with so many domains around? Like, how do you pick your niche?
Okay, picking up my niche. It's about my own curiosity and excitement to learn. Like being a tech guy, I'm always amazed with the new tech development and advancements. Like whenever I get something, oh, something new is happening in this field, something new is happening in this networking. So let's learn about it. So that thing comes like I like those technical articles. I like to read those technical news. So from that, I just explore it. Okay, how it works. You can say, uh, like um, recently Apple event was the iPhone 17 launch. So my curiosity was, what are the new advancements? How can I implement those?
What was going on in the mind of the one who designed the particular item?
Exactly. So this is how. But yes, you should have around 50% of your curiosity apart from those new advancement and developments. So out of that 50% should be that you should focus on the basics. From the basics, I mean data structures and algorithms. That is the brick of this software tech domain. So from that basics to new advancement, it's a very huge gap. You should stick to your basics. You should practice your basics, but you should have that curiosity, like okay, how those high level things work. So by choosing my niche, I used to go from my basics, and then you should think, okay, now once this low level blueprint is ready, I have learned it. Now how can I implement on the higher level? How new innovations can be done? So this was my thinking when I was learning.
So, speaking of DSA, as you said, it's really important for every CS person. So, how do we go on and tackle this DSA giant that we need to do it? It's like not everyone finds it very interesting, or like it's very hard, to be frank. So how do we like learn it? Any resources which you used? And one thing about lead code as well. How do we go on and do lead code questions, since they are, as everyone knows, lead code is very important for our placements. Was it really important though?
I would like to relate it with the mathematics you did in 9, 10, 11, and
So it goes way back.
yes. How we use mathematics can only achieve through practice. You should practice while also giving JEE. what we used to do, we used to practice around 100 questions a day. It's the same thing. In the mathematics, you only learn by practicing. Yeah, at this starting, everyone has faced challenges. Like, यार ये तो समी नहीं बन रहे, क्वेश्चन बन ही नहीं रहा है. So data structures and algorithms should be treated in the very same way. Just practice daily. One question a day is fine. But that question, if appears again, you should know the logic of it.
Not that you remember the question, but you should be able to tackle
Yes.
it somehow.
It's not about just cramming a particular question. It's cramming a particular pattern. If you see my lead code and there's coding profiles, I have solved hardly 400 questions. Yeah, it's if I compare with the people of my batch, they have solved 1,000 questions, 900, 800 questions. So that's where I used to feel inferior. Okay, I have not solved much questions. But once I came to know particular pattern, so that matters. Once you know the pattern, you will automatically build the logic. So very first thing is understand the logic, that how code works, what is how time complexity works, how conditional loops works. Second thing is know the concepts, and the very third thing is know the pattern. If you successfully clear these three steps, then only one thing you require is practice. So this is how I feel DSA should be done. There are many methods online, many methods by experts as well, but somehow you have to make your own method as well.
Look at what works for
Yes,
you.
yes. So figure out what works best for you, and then you will be able to.
Could you tell us about the different rounds in Apple's recruitment process, and how did it differ from other companies?
Okay. So very first round was CGPA shortlisting.
Is
Like,
CGPA really important?
yes, it matters. Mind this, CGPA matters. लोग कहते हैं अगर स्किल आती होगी CGPA नहीं चलेगा, नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता है. Bare minimum threshold CGPA is required in any of the process of interview, any of the company. Because how will someone judge your own academic journey? By looking at your mark sheet. So on paper CGPA works. It's not that you should have 9.5, 10, those, no. You should have cleared a particular threshold.
What would you say is a good CGPA? Like
8 plus.
8 plus is a good
8
CGPA.
plus is a good CGPA, but extending it, if you are having above 7 CGPA, it is good. You will get experience. Like major of the companies are keeping CGPA criteria of 7 and 7 plus. So for the Apple, the CGPA criteria was 7 and above. But one thing I would like to stress on, apart from CGPA, 10th and 12th के marks भी important है. Why? Because they also keep one more criteria. You should have scored XYZ percentage in 10th, XYZ percentage in 12th.
This
It
was
matters. People do not talk about this. सब वही बोलते हैं CGPA ला दो, नहीं भाई. 10th के marks देखते हैं वो लोग. In the shortlisting, it comes. You should have 10th marks above 70%. You should have a 12% is 70 and above. So that also matters. Okay, not for अभी तो सबका 10th खत्म हो गया होगा major of the
now
audience.
there's nothing they can.
Yeah, but this is one of the criteria that we should also ask our upcoming generation to focus on. But इतना भी long vision नहीं कभी. So ये चीज एक matter करती है. So this is one of so there are total two criteria. First is CGPA and other is 10th and 12th board marks. So Apple kept a criteria of 7. Then online assessment. Online assessment was for a computer science and engineering student and electrical department. Electronics. कट कर देना मैं फिर से बोल रहा हूँ, ठीक है. So after CGPA shortlisting, it was online assessment. It was for computer science and engineering department and electronics and communication department. So around 100 students were eligible. OA was, I won't say it was extraordinary. It was simple. Around 15 to 16 questions with two easy to medium coding problems. I also remember those problems if you want to describe.
Please.
Yeah. So It was all about BFS in graph, and other was concatenation of strings, and like it was simple. There were simple problems, not that much hype. Okay, DP पूछ लिया या तो ग्राफ का कोई कॉम्प्लेक्स ट्रावर्सल आ गया.
Basics.
Basics, very simple and basics. But one thing in online assessment matters is how much time do you take to complete it.
They track your time.
Yes. So out of a 1.5 hour, my OA was completed in around 40 to 15 minutes. So after that, around 19 students were selected for the interview, shortlisted from online assessment. So interview process was of 2 rounds. First round was purely technical, and second round was techno managerial. So on the very first round, there was a gap of 17 days between online assessment and first round of interview. It was very clear that competition has to be very high because we all got time to prepare ourselves before the interview. So yes, it was a challenge, but yes, we had that idea that first round will be stressing more on data structures and algorithms, as it is a clear, we can say it's a very clear pattern for any of the tech interview. If they are having multiple rounds, first round will always be of data structures, algorithms, and they will see your core concepts. So I was prepared for it. So my first round was conducted on 22nd of September. Now here comes one more loophole. The mid-sems were supposed to start from 22nd of September only.
They
So
didn't
that
have any leeway for final year students.
I had my mid-sem plus this company interview on same week. So my interview was at 12:30, and mid-sem timing was from 9 to 10:30. So it was uh, no, it was dilemma, not a dilemma. It was a clear idea that okay, mid-sems will be managed, but having this opportunity in my hand, I can't let it go.
You can't let a company like Apple go.
Yes. So I somehow managed to study the required sum of bare minimum for my mid semester. Giving mid semester, I just gave my mid semester on that day. It was a really hurry up moment for me. I went in my room, changed my clothes, I dressed up formally. I went for the interview. Interview was conducted online, but we have to appear for it sitting in this college career and development sales office. Yeah, it
Is
was
it for all companies or
majorly you have to do just to ensure no one cheats, because while sitting in the room anyone can do some malpractices. So it was supposed to be conducted at a CDC office. So I went there. The interviewer was way too friendly. He asked 2 questions to code, and as I described that for appearing any of the interview, you should not take it way too formally. So I just talked to him. So it was a group coding happening at that time.
solving the question?
Yes. While he described me the question, when I started writing the code, I explained him the logic that what I am going to write.
You have to explain your thought process.
Yes. So I explained my thought process. Also, he was really friendly that he used to give me feedbacks on my thought process. Okay, your idea is very good. Go for this implementation. And if he feels that the the thought process I am going into is not in a perfect direction,
It's not optimal.
yeah, he used to correct me as well.
Okay.
So that first question was, the first question given was in a directed graph. You have to find k nearest nodes. So this was the question. So I started writing the function. He first asked me what programming language you will do. So I said Python, because for this I am very much comfortable with that. The second question was, in a given string, you have to return the nth ranked character, unranked in the terms of frequency of its appearance. I made the first code very correctly, but the second code I stuck in a HKC he gave me. So at that moment, what your subconscious mind thinks, okay, you stuck, now you will be disqualified. No, you should ask him. Like in a company as well, if you get stuck in a code, you will not just leave that code. You will ask your senior, you will ask your manager how to come with the solution. So I asked him that I am stuck here. I'm not getting the idea how to approach. So he gave me hint. Even he also started coding with me. So it was a pair. It was a perfect pair coding thing. And then that two questions we just solved in around 30 minutes. And uh, interview slot I was allotted was of around 75 minutes roughly. So we had ample of time after coding round. Then he asked me about my projects, about my internships. So it was really too short in one or two sentences. And then comes very important. Like a particular candidate will spend a lot of time in doing DSL, but sometimes he or she gets weakened up in the core concepts of computer science. Core concepts, I mean, operating system, computer networks, database management system, object-oriented programming system. These core concepts are equally important with DSA. So he just went towards it. He asked me several questions, and at the end, what he asked me to design a particular system. So it also there comes system design as well. You should have knowledge of high level and low level system design. So this was all interview round one was about. After it, within 15 minutes of my round one, I got the email. Okay, you are now selected for round two.
Must be really excited.
I got really excited, and I felt a bit of accomplice. That okay, I cleared this round. Now here comes the building of the confidence. At the very first round, I was nervous because it was my first time appearing for some pair coding and this interview round. And then there comes excitement and confidence that okay, now I can do it. But the second round, I was not at all expecting what should appear in the interview. In the first round, we all knew that DSA will be there. DSA तो होगा ही होगा. Second round में क्या पूछेंगे? क्या पूछेंगे? So I just relaxed myself. Okay, so you have spent around 3+ years doing the same thing, and it's not practically possible to cover everything in just 3 hours before the interview. Also, I had my midterms on that day also. So I somehow managed to learn to study about my midterms as well. Same timings. I appeared for the midterm, changed my clothes, and get to the CDC's office for my interview. So that interview round two, I was expecting to be HR, but it was not at all HR round. The interviewer. Now this time the interview was not so much friendly as expected, because in round one I got very friendly, but now as every person has its own personality, he was a bit of like not so much excited or not so much friendly about the colleagues. He was just sticking to the process. Okay, I'll ask these questions. You answer. You answer. He was not bothering at all. Or he was also not providing me feedback. So I was very doubtful that what that guy is thinking about me. So that round was all about whatever things I have mentioned in my resume. Each and every word, each and every line of my projects, internship, whatever numerical thing I have mentioned, like I have mentioned it 90% of accuracy. How do you calculate this 90% of accuracy? This was a straightforward question asked to me. So if you are writing a single word in your resume, you should know what that word means and what took to write that word. So storytelling is also important. So each and every line, each and every internship, projects, tech stack, position responsibility, everything was covered in that round. And at the end, I got few of the HR questions like why Apple, why we should hire you, what if you are not placed in the team you desire to work. So these are some basic questions you should know answers like अगर नींद में से उठा के पूछ ले इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ सीधा बोल दो फटफट हाँ आना ही चाहिए why should we hire you नींद में उठा के पूछ लो आना ही चाहिए but for this question you should have done the homework of your job description and about the company. So this was the whole process, and how it was different from other company was that they were giving me opportunity to innovate my own ideas. Like they were keen to know what I have done apart from what I will be doing for that company. So that difference I found. So yes.
As you said, your interviewer one was really friendly. Interviewer two was not really that friendly. So, as you said, you got stuck in the first interview somewhere. You could ask for feedbacks, but in the second one, was it like you couldn't ask for feedbacks? Let's just say that. So, in general, how do you tackle the questions which you are not really sure about? Like, what should you do?
Okay. The very first thing, if you're not sure about a particular thing, be very frank to tell them I'm not sure.
Hmm.
If you will just assume any answer and just throw any random answer,
Guesswork is not
guesswork
encouraged.
will not work. Because इंडस्ट्री में तुम गैस नहीं कर सकते.
हाँ.
अगर तुम इंडस्ट्री में गैस कर लिया कुछ डेटाबेस ही उड़ा दोगे. नहीं, you should ask them कि ये मुझे नहीं आता है. So they will they will definitely reply to you. Okay, it's fine. It is not necessary कि सबको सब कुछ आना ही चाहिए. Even in the company, people will learn by their colleagues only. So you should open and very frank, and you should have that mindset to ask. Okay, I am stuck. I don't know this. How can I move ahead? So you should be very open to ask, irrespective of whoever is there taking your interview. They will judge you on this basis. Yeah, oh, this person is willing to ask or learn. So, for example, if you assume things and you throw random things, it will not work in the company.
You should not hallucinate like
Yes,
ChatGPT.
yes, you should not hallucinate. Exactly.
So, were there any unexpected or unique questions that really stood out during this process?
Unexpected, unique. No, it's not the answer.
Okay. So, what kind of questions or challenges did you face in your technical rounds? ये तो हो गया cut to.
Some idea.
Would you say communication and presentation skills also played a role?
A very big role. For example, let's say um, in my like in okay, let's say I am having AK-47 and a revolver in my pocket. How would people know?
They wouldn't, unless you tell them that. That
Tell
you're
them,
not.
they will just say, okay, you are just joking. But once I again, not just getting more towards violent side, but you should know how you could market yourself.
You need to know how to like
Yes.
show them your skills.
Yes. Not just keeping too much pride on it, but you should show them to the interviewer, okay, I am able to do this kind of things, I am able to solve this problem. Then they will come to know, okay, that guy is more inclined towards a particular skill. Let's take them on it. They are not looking, if they are looking for a particular skill set, they'll definitely know, okay, this how much are you eligible for it. So communication skill works when works okay, for a fresher coming to the company, no one in the company expect him or her to be very precisely skilled for that particular company's job role. For the internship, you are going there to learn. So just show them what you have learned. Just hand yourself to them. Okay, I have learned this. I am looking for exploring new things. And yes, I am a very curious learner. Just show them this. And this can only be done by proper communication. Like while introducing yourself, keep a smile. Keep a smile on your face that you are not pressured at all. Be confident.
relaxed.
Yes. And do not ever try to cram that introduction line. Okay, my name is this, I am from this is no. Like as if we are talking. So I will be introducing myself as if I'm talking. Okay, my name is Tanish. So you will say, okay, hi.
My name is Priyansh.
Yeah, your name is Priyansh. So you should have this type of communication skills rather than just presenting them. Okay, hello sir, this is my tech skill, this is my resume, this is my project, this is my internship I've done. I'm thankful that I've got this opportunity. भाई वो वहीं बोर हो जाएगा.
You should not bore the interviewer.
Exactly. So communication and presentation skills comes good.
Okay, so as an advice to the juniors, is there any pitfalls? एक cut this one. Okay, moving on. Any pitfalls juniors from SVNIT commonly face and how to and they should avoid doing them?
Exactly क्या आंसर करना है इसमें.
पिटफॉल्स मतलब
हाँ.
ऐसी कोई चैलेंजेस फेस करते हैं एसआईटी के स्टूडेंट्स जो उन्हें अवॉइड करना चाहिए या फिर मतलब ऐसी कोई चीज़ें जो एसआईटी के स्टूडेंट्स करते हैं जिसको अवॉइड करना चाहिए कि ये नहीं करना चाहिए ये करना चाहिए ऐसा और ऐसे कोई चैलेंजेस फेस होते हैं स्पेसिफिक टू एसआईटी के स्टूडेंट्स या फिर इन जनरल भी कर सकते हैं.
क्वेश्चन रन रहे यार ये थोड़ा मुझे भी आइडिया नहीं आ रहा है.
अच्छा इन जनरल कोई चैलेंजेस फेस करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स.
चैलेंजेस तो बहुत ही है.
वो तो चैलेंज
सर्जन का चैलेंज है.
ओके सो
ओके चैलेंज में
तो नेक्स्ट पे यार.
हाँ यार
ओके
क्योंकि ये थोड़ा फिर
हाँ 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 वो भी
फ्लो में.
हाँ. Okay, so moving on, were there any specific courses or subjects that you took during your degree that you think that really helped you during your placements?
Not projects or any courses. I would like to say if you are completed your second year, just try to explore the world outside of your college. Not in the sense of just enjoying and roaming around. In the sense like try to explore how industry works. Do not expect any high returns. Just expect new learnings. For example, you look for any research internship. We have a lot of opportunities even in our college as well. So work on different projects under professors. Do research internship. If in your own city or anywhere a startup is there, what they look for? They look for those people who are very curious to learn, who can innovate. So go for startup. Ask them, okay, we would like to intern with you. So my point of view, apart from doing any of the coursework or sticking to any of a particular project,
Equated. Courses in the sense subjects like OOPS or DBMS.
अच्छा ये सब बोलना है.
हाँ ये सब.
हाँ,
मतलब
तो-
जो specific subject.
कट आंसर फिर से.
हाँ. Okay. Once again.
हाँ फिर से पूछ.
हाँ. Were there any specific subjects you took during your degree, your academic journey in your college that you think that really helped you during your placements?
Computer science core subjects.
All the courses.
All the core subjects we were having in our academics, operating system, object oriented programming system, and DBMS, database management system, computer networks. So it's not about कि academics में pass हो गए, CG ला दी, attendance कर ली, निकल गए. No, these subjects actually matter. Also, machine learning, system design, cryptography. So these subjects also come somewhere in the interview. And these are the fundamentals that you are going to implement in the industry. So these subjects were part of my academics, which somehow I managed to learn them. And actually we all did. In our batch, if you would ask any of us about the subjects, everyone will be knowing them. So these are the subjects which were there in our academic in our academics of this 4 year. So and if you talk about the projects, so what people do, they just make random projects by seeing YouTube tutorials or everything. But the major projects we created as and we I mean our batch, CSE 2026 batch, graduating batch. So those projects were created in hackathon. What in hackathon exactly happens? You are given a particular time, 24 or 36 hours. You are given a problem statement and you have to solve it. All like 90% of my projects are hackathon based because we actually took part in those hackathons. So yeah, there we made those projects. So you should not focus on building projects. You should focus on taking those opportunity which will make you build those projects. So this way course and
So
projects.
hackathons are really important.
Yes, it will teach you how to solve problems in a time constraint. Apart from solving problems, you should know how to implement your solution. So
Do recruiters care about how many hackathons you have to part in, or
yeah, they ask.
they ask?
They actually ask. Okay, let me recall a question. We had a uh, we had a hackathon project. Its name is Kavach. It is a decentralized crime reporting system by using blockchain and machine learning. The tech stack itself is kind of very much jargonized, but actually it was made in 24 hours. So what they asked, how have you made this project, a particular project? So we had a hackathon for that. So I had a story that okay, we took part in a hackathon. This was the problem statement with the project. Now, for example, a person was just created a project to just write in the resume. What story he will be making?
There should be a story behind each and every project you
Yeah,
pitch to the
yeah.
recruiters.
Whether you lie or whether you have the actual story. So if you are lying, you will be having limited content. But on the on the actual story that we actually face those problems while building the project. So it will be easy to explain the recruiter that these were the problems and we solved it by using the following methods. And that problem you will definitely come across in the industry as well. So this way hackathons are really helpful if you are targeting a big company or you are heading towards exploring tech world in a very precise way.
So, if someone wants to target companies like Apple, what's the first step they should take?
First step, know the company.
Know the company.
Know the company, know the tech stack behind it, and also one thing, know the interview process before you appear for it. Read the experiences. We have a lot of platform like Gigs for Gigs. Even in our computer department cell Nexus on the website of it, we are in ample of interview experiences. Like वो कहते हैं ना कि दूसरों की गलती से सीखना ज़्यादा बेटर रहता है खुद की गलती से. So people genuinely write their experience. So very first thing is know the company. What are the products of the company? What are the what are the technical things that company use? What are the hiring policy of the company?
You should do your homework about it.
Yes, and always have a tailored profile for each and every company. And that tailored profile should company look in a way that this candidate is made for our company. So that matters a lot.
What are the three key things every student should start early for placements?
Start early, like how much days early?
Let's say 1 year before. Like I'm in my second year, so what should I start in the upcoming few months for my placement journey? As in third year, we have to start preparing for an internship.
फिर से repeat करना पड़ता है.
Okay. फिर से पूरा question. If someone wants to target, नहीं cut it.
What are the
What are the three key things every student should start doing early for their placements? Let's say I'm in my second year, and as you know, from third year we have to start preparing for our interviews for our internships. So what should I start doing right now that will help me during my internship process?
Okay. So you are from which branch?
I'm from CSE.
Okay. And you are targeting core CSE like software developer
Software engineering.
or data science or those things that are the core of your branch, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for core CSE branch people, I would like to say data structure and algorithms. DSA is the most important thing you should start with. Okay? But it should not happen that you are investing 100% of your time for data structures and algorithms. You should also know the core technical fundamentals. That how a particular computer works in a very
कंप्यूटर कैसे काम करता है
in
इतना
a very
पता होना
lame
चाहिए.
terms. Because at the end you have to deal with computer softwares and network and everything. So एक computer कैसे काम करता है उसकी core चीजें पता रखो. Now here comes the most important thing. Do not keep your mind stagnant towards these two things. How projects are built? They are built by your curiosity, by your thinking, by how your ideas are innovating the current scenario or the current frameworks. So have your roots in data structures, algorithms, and core fundamentals, but keep exploring towards new tech as well. Like, okay, I am interested in learning machine learning. I want to learn AI concepts. Okay, I will learn it. But how I am going to learn it? I'll implement it. And once you start implementing those concepts, you automatically build in the projects. And in this your entire journey, like you are right now in second year.
Yeah.
So by completing your half third year, you will already having experience of various hackathons. So that's how a journey look like. Stick to your fundamentals, but explore each and every field by participating in hackathons or by taking part in various boot camps. So know them. And one more thing, keep it very simple. Do not try to make it complicated. Keep it very simple. Like you should know, okay, data structures. Okay, I have to do one question every day. I do it. Simple. like ऐसा नहीं कि एक दिन में 10 क्वेश्चन फाड़ दूंगा आज तो पूरी रात जगूंगा दूसरा दिन बिगड़ जाएगा पूरा जगोगे तो keep things really simple. Do not complicate it. Once
Take
you complicate
small
it,
steps.
yes, take small steps, but every day. So
Small but consistent.
consistent.
Okay, now last but not the least, uh, if you could go back to your second year self, what would you tell her, like tell him, like what advice would you give to your second year self?
For my second year self, I would like to tell him do not uh, do not get saddened by small failures. If a person, because what a second year student expects is यार ये कंपनी में अप्लाई किया है तो ये कंपनी मुझे पक्का इंटर्नशिप या जॉब मिल जाएगी. No way. You should be ready to face each and every rejections. Like I would like to tell about myself. Before I got this offer on campus plus off campus in the month of September and half of August as well, I have got exactly 24 rejections.
That must be very disheartening, but you pushed through it.
Yeah. It's not, you should be used to of taking failures as well. And you should not spend time more on regretting that failures. Okay, I feel no worry, I have more opportunities. So for a second year self of mine, I should tell him to be ready for each and every rejection. And yes, do not stop learning. Like ठीक है, हो गया तो हो गया, रुकना नहीं है. आज हो गया कोई ना, कंटिन्यू करो. Like we have too much emotions throughout the day, but खाना खाना छोड़ते हैं? नहीं छोड़ेंगे, सोना छोड़ेंगे. Keep doing it. रुकना नहीं. So that is one thing I would like to tell my second year self. Because I used to get too much disheartened by single rejection at that time. Because after second year, during my third year, there was also 2 month internship season. और लोगों का हो रहा है, मेरा नहीं हो रहा है. So ये एक फैक्टर आता है कि ऐसा नहीं है कि चलो सिर्फ टेक्निकल हो गया पढ़ने का तो उसी पे उसको समझेगा नहीं. He knows what he have to do. Like currently you are in second year. You know that whatever you have to do, you have your objectives defined. So ये तो मैं एडवाइस करूंगा ही नहीं कि तुम ये कर लो वो कर लो, because you know yourself. But how to manage it is more important than dealing with this technical and academics.
So that concludes our interview. Do you have anything to say, any advice for our viewers?
Just trust your intuition, keep it really simple, and just go for it. And as the line that motivates me, that it's all in its smile, it's a leap of faith.
So this is all for this edition of InternVIEW. Hope you had some fun. We also had a really good time conversing. Hope you all enjoyed.
Like, share, and subscribe Renesa SVNIT.